Welcome back to the channel, guys, and I am very excited to shoutcast today's battle because in today's video we are going to feature the 7-1 run for Azeyrox in the PokemonGo World Championship qualifier from the India region, and he was placed third overall in the rankings and second based on scores. So and additional to that, he's able to qualify for the APAC qualifiers, and which will be held later next month, I suppose. So I personally was not able to participate in the tournament because I had some other commitments I had to attend to. But nevertheless, Azeyrox is a very good trainer from India. If you follow Silph Actions, you might know he is the captain of the Metal Raptor squad, which made it to the worlds in the Silph factions. So be prepared for very strong battles, and I am very excited to shoutcast, as I said, because if I had played, I would have definitely made a video for my battles. And I probably even though I'm saddened, but it's fine, it's part of the game. So yeah, before starting with the battles, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to join the Battles Discord server, the link will be in the description down below. I host some regular tournaments on the channel, and we add some twist to it and play some very specific formats. So do make sure to join the Discord if you want to participate in the tournaments and interact with the community. So Azeyrox, in the first round, I think his opponent didn't respond, so he got a free win. So the battles will start from round 2, and without further delays, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So this is the second round for Azeyrox up against KJ2698, and he is running Galarian Stunfisk, Revenant, Sableye, Walrein, Medicham and Greedent. So it will be interesting to see how Azeyrox deal with it, and straight up going up against a horrible lead, and he swaps into Shadow Walrein. So Shadow Walrein wasn't really a good answer to Medicham if Medicham was running Power Up Punch. So fortunately the opponent made the swap to Galarian Stunfisk, and now he would probably want to look to win this matchup. And Shadow Walrein definitely can do that with the additional damage coming in from Powder Snows and Icicle Spears. But Azeyrox going straight away for Earthquake, and it lands as well. And at this point, he has the upper hand in this matchup. He has a shield advantage and got the switch advantage as well. But in comes the opponent's own Walrein, which will not be able to farm down. So this is very critical for Azeyrox, and he will be able to get both the shields. So this is not bad, but this Walrein is loaded on energy, so Obstagoon will come in, and I think he will look to absorb all the damage coming in from this Walrein, because there is no point in keeping this thing alive. So the opponent makes a swap to their own Medicham, and he is running Charm, Alola, Ninetales. So that's pretty much a wrap up for the Medicham here, saving 2 shields for the Charmer. So not a very good strategy, but it's a good strategy, but I personally don't like it. But yeah, hey, it is what it is, and whatever strategy gives you win, it's yeah, it's worthwhile. So Azeyrox will take game number 1 with the help of his Charmalola Ninetales, and it's still not over, but I think he will need to land the Earthquake, and the Obstagoon can clean up by landing a Cross Chop. So Cross Chop will take out the Walrein, and Azeyrox will take the game 1. GG's, well played. Moving on to the next one, picking up a positive lead this time around, and let's see what the opponent will do. The opponent decides to stay in. Maybe they will look to catch a charge move or throw the Earthquake and dip. So nevertheless, Azeyrox is going for a Cross Chop, and the opponent banks a lot of energy and moves to their Medicham, and Medicham will, unfortunately, is going to get farmed down. And they have already revealed they had Ice Punch, and now getting a bit of lag there, but I don't think that really mattered. It was just the game trying to sync the moves or something like that. But Alola Ninetales will go for the Weather Ball, and which connects, and Medicham goes down, expecting so Walrein will come in and will take a lot of damage from those charms, and I think Walrein will already be in yellow by the time it gets done with it. And I think KJ2698 is looking to farm down this Alola Ninetales, which will be very difficult. And Azeyrox decides to catch this charge move. It's an Earthquake though, which does massive amount of damage, but Yeah, the opponent does a very nice combo play here by throwing this rock slide, and Azeyrox sacks his Volin completely. I think by this time Azeyrox has recognized that Obstagoon is their win con. So do need, yeah, I don't think they were at a move yet, so can safely go for a Night Slash, hoping to get a boost. And I think it's pretty. Yeah, the game at this stage is really over. The opponent cannot do much, and the Stunfisk skill will get farmed down as well. So yeah, at this point he is at 2 cross chops, which will land onto this poor Walrein, and Azeyrox will take game number 2 and set number 2. So 2-0 at this stage, but now I think he gets to face IamRealAJ, who is another trainer who did really well, and I think he went 6-2 as well. And he's running Galarian Stunfisk, Trevenant, Araquanid, Azumarill, Mandibuzz, and Registeel. So Araquanid is a very good pick for Azeyrox's team, and I think by the time the tournament was held, it was already a week since Araquanid was there. So yeah, a lot of players had the access to it, but I think they were just waiting for the right IVs, or they just didn't have the candies, because a lot of players did register before even this Dupider was released. So and nevertheless, IamRealAJ is able to bring Araquanid in this particular matchup, which is very advantageous for him, and not that puts Azeyrox in a very bad spot, but he's able to call this bait, bank a lot of energy and dip, and here is this thing. And Araquanid, I think, gets access to Infestation, Bubble Beam, and Bug Buzz. I think it's Bug Buzz and not the other bug move. So we will see what happens here. So Azeyrox unfortunately shields this Bubble Beam, and now he goes for this Seed Bomb, which is neutral on Araquanid because of its water typing. I think it's super effective because it's water and bug, or water or grass. I think it's water and bug typing, if I'm not wrong. So that would have done super effective damage. My bad. I thought for some reason Araquanid is it's a bug typing, right? So Seed Bomb would be neutral, right? Because bug resist grass. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm speaking. So Araquanid barely survives the Shadow Ball and gets to a charge move. So it's just a Bubble Beam though, which Trevenant will be able to survive, and Azeyrox is able to take the game number 1. And moving on to the next match, and he's up against the Alola 9, the Araquanid in the lead matchup, and the opponent makes a swap to Trevenant, and Azeyrox was a bit slow to the swap, and I think the opponent will want to keep the switch advantage, but it's very suspicious that they swapped out of that matchup even before seeing the fast move on the Alola Ninetales. Maybe they were trying to draw out the Nidoqueen, but since they're running the Galarian Stunfisk in the back, it didn't really make sense. Maybe they wanted to align Alola Ninetales to Galarian Stunfisk, and that's why they made the swap. But Nidoqueen is just going to turn, and IamRealAJ is calling the baits here and there. So Araquanid comes in, and now the Alola Ninetales will come in as well. But at this stage, I think IamRealAJ can go for yeah, he can continue to debuff, and since it is crazy bulky, they are taking even less charm damage as they were before. So goes for Psyshock, which does really no damage to the spider. And Araquanid, I think it's a very strong Pokemon, and it's going to emerge as one of the top meta Pokemon in the season 12. So Araquanid goes down, and Araquanid gets very low, but this is the perfect farm down, or the opponent shields, which is I don't think that was the right move, but I think they'll be able to get a shield if they don't go for a Bubble Beam, and they go for a Bubble Beam, which Azeyrox rightly calls. So Azeyrox still has some play, but they have the attack debuff, which will be very nasty for this Trevenant, and the G-Fisk is absolutely loaded on energy. So the Trevenant, I don't think it will be able to get to 2 charge moves, because like a Seed Bomb and a Shadow Ball before the Galarian Stunfisk gets to another Rock Slide, and that's exactly what happens. And I think this Rock Slide will be definitely enough to take out, or barely not enough. yeah, one mud shot does the trick. So this is the final game, and leads defense form Deoxys into the Galarian Stunfisk. So this is a pretty neutral lead for defense form Deoxys, although they do lose this one, and the opponent makes a swap to their Nidoqueen, their Mandibuzz, to which Azeyrox responds with their Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen is a decent response to Nidoqueen in I think the two shields, because the poison jab damage will just add up, and I think at this stage Azeyrox might have thrown a Thunderbolt here. That's what my thinking is, but let's see how this one plays out. So they go for this Poison Fang, and Poison Fang brings down this Mandibus to very low, and that's what I was saying, that Nidoqueen will need to invest 2 shields if they want to get rid of this. It's very tough now, and even with Revenant in the back with a shield disadvantage, it's going to be really difficult for Azeyrox from this point of time. So he goes for the Psycho Boost, maybe Psycho Boost and dip. So Azeyrox decide to dip into yeah, it's going to be really tough, and I think IamRealAJ would want to call this bait, and yeah, it's going to be really difficult from now on, because yeah, they go for a Bug Buzz, which Azeyrox get the shield from, but with 2 shields up and the Galarian Stunfisk very healthy, I don't think it's going into Azeyrox's way. So Stunfisk comes in and just gets rid of this Revenant, which I think was the objective of the Stunfisk, to get rid of the Revenant as soon as he can. So at this stage Azeyrox is trying to just maximize his damage by delaying the Psycho Boost, but eventually he throws and he gets to another one, but gets a bit of lag. So I don't think that really mattered, because yeah, and they go for a massive overkill by the Earthquake. So moving on to the next match, it's again No Main 5, and they are running very similar-ish team. Like the core is similar: Galarian Stunfisk, Revenant, defense from Deoxys, Azu, Walrein, and Skarmory. So I think Revenant was really common in this regionals, because I think almost every other team has a Revenant and like a counter to Revenant's counter. So something like a fairy type or a flying type, sort of thing like that. So yeah, they are in this matchup now, and sorry, I was just focusing on the team and didn't really focus on the matchup until now. And they go for the Psycho Boost, and Walrein barely is able to make it through, and I think Azeyrox was trying to force a CMP there, but yeah, that did not happen. The opponent does completely farm them down, and I think the opponent didn't really need to invest a shield there, because the Icicle Spear would not have cured. Maybe the opponent thought that it was an Earthquake. So as Azu will come in, but since it's shieldless, and I think the Azumarill also is not running Ice Beam. So one more thing about this tournament was that the opponent's movesets were revealed to the players before the match, so everyone could see the moveset on the opposing Pokemon like before their matchups. Unlike Sylphiren, you don't get to see those moves. So here it was the case that we were able to see the moveset. So I think Azeyrox might have made the judgment based on that. Like he knew that maybe Azumarill is not running Ice Beam and is running Play Rough and Hydro Pump. So going Trevenant, pairing Trevenant against Azumarill was probably the right thing to do. So now he is now in this matchup, and he is able to make this catch, and hopefully it's a Play Rough. Yeah, he's able to catch a Play Rough there, and which is good. But now defense from Deoxys is paired against the Galarian Stunfisk, and yeah, if it's an Earthquake, the opponent goes for a bait, which is sort of decent for Azeyrox, and he goes for the Psycho Boost. So I think it will connect. The opponent doesn't need to really shield this one, and going for another one, and again not expecting a shield from the opponent, and opponent cannot farm them down. So the opponent makes a really good judgment of throwing this Rock Slide, but Azeyrox can come in with their Trevenant and look to completely farm this thing down, or you can come in with Walrein and throw the Icicle Spear. maybe it did not want to take any damage or risk taking a rock slide. So regardless, Volrain is able to get to another charge move, and the damage coming in from Shadow Volrain, it's really high. So this will the opponent will probably shield this one, because they might as well shield something, otherwise the Skarmory would have been very low. As you can see, the Skarmory is already in the yellows, and the Volrain was barely in its hanging on into the lower yellows. So that's how crazy strong Volrain is, and it's a busted Pokemon, in short. So the opponent tries to, not really sure what they try to do there. They had to do a sort of sack swap, but I don't think that even a sack swap would have worked, because Azeyrox could have simply undercharged, farm them down, and throw exactly what they are doing right now. So Shadow Ball takes them out, and the score is now 3-1. And moving on to the next one, they are up against what I think it's Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is running Registeel, Trevenant, Medicham, Azumarill, Sableye, and a Volrain of their own. So a very decent team, and this is sort of a similar line what I intended to run in the regionals, in the qualifiers, but I was not able to do so. So let's see how they play this one out. And Earthquake lands onto the Sableye, and they'll go for this Poison Fang for the kill. If let's see the opponent decides to let go of their Sableye, and let's see what they decide to bring in. They decide to bring in the Registeel, farm them down with the lock-ons, and in comes the Trevenant. And I think Azeyrox knew at this stage that they are not running Zap Cannon, they are not running Flash Cannon, but Zap Cannon also does a lot of damage, also debuff their attack. So this is looking very decent for Azeyrox, I would like to say, but he should not really get too comfortable. And he has done team reads very correctly, besides the first one, I think, where he just he had a disastrous lead. So looking very decent for Azeyrox up until now. And besides that, a Rakunid matchup, he was able to do a lot. So going for this Weather Ball, and I think the switch timer is up, and that's what I was about to say, that instead of getting farmed down, he should make the swap. So opponent will shield the Shadow Ball, and I think he could have gone for a Seed Bomb there, because the opponent was most likely to shield, since they'll be going for a Zap Cannon. So it's the battle who wins, which Revenants obviously win. I was going to say that it's the race for the charge move, because Zap Cannon, I think, at that range would have definitely KO'd the Trevenant. So very good plays, and very close one as well. So moving on to the next one, a very I particularly don't know how this matchup goes, because I don't really use Alola Ninetales a lot in my battles. So the Alola Ninetales is able to get to another charge move, and I think the opponent really overfarmed there, which forced them to use a shield and as well as a charge move. So Alola Ninetales put in a lot of work. So decides to let go of Alola Ninetales, which I think is a right decision, because he can come in with Trevenant and shield and farm down. So by the time the Trevenant gets rid of this Volrain, it will have a lot of energy, barely able to knock out the Volrain though. And then comes Sableye, and with this much energy advantage, I think he can go for a Shadow Ball. And if the opponent does not shield, yeah, I was about to say if it does not shield, he would have done massive damage. But now that they have shielded, yeah, it was a very poor call from the opponent. But the Sableye survives with almost no HP and is able to land the foul play. But with shields down, I think, yeah, the Nidoqueen will just eat whatever the last mon is. And I think that's the real power of Nidoqueen, that if you give it a shield, I think it can take out pretty much anything besides some of its hard counters. But more or less, I think shields up Nidoqueen, you are really in a very strong spot. So moving on to the next one, up against Ashirwad PG, and again a very similar core of regular 3 Pokemons like G-Fist, Revenant, and Defense Form Deoxys. He is running a very interesting pick, though. He is running a double Shadow team in the form of Swampert and Shadow Nidoqueen. So very interesting pick, and he is in this matchup now versus Nidoqueen, and the Deoxys will definitely would want to go for Psycho Boost, and the opponent is able to catch Psycho Boost as well. So very good read on the opponent side, and it's these are crazy plays. I mean, I really was not expecting a lot of good players, to be honest, because I used to think that the PvP community in India is very small, and but yeah, after seeing some of these battles, I really think that I was wrong, and we have a lot of strong potentials and strong names which we didn't know about. So this regionals definitely brought a lot of good players to our attention, and I hope that the community develops more from here, and yeah, more and more people join the Indian PvP community, and getting recognition from Niantic, hosting some events. Other than this, this was hosted by, I think, the Pokemon company, but the other events like the community day meetups and hosting the Go Fest events in India, it's really welcoming thing for the community, and definitely people are enjoying it. So coming back to this matchup, Azeyrox is barely not able to get to the Thunderbolt, but I think, yeah, he goes for a shield, which was a very risky move, and the opponent snipes with his Nidoqueen. So not looking very good for Azeyrox at this point of time, because it was a simul KO, but I think the opponent took that one. So picking up a negative lead, but the opponent decides to swap out of that matchup. Not really sure why. Maybe they are running Scrafty in the back, and I think they wanted Azeyrox to make an instinctive swap there. So not really sure what the opponent was trying to do there. It was a really good matchup. Or sorry, I think it's, yeah. Sorry, I'm just lost out. I thought. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what I was speaking about. Yeah, it was right for the opponent to make the swap. I think Deoxys was on the other side. So defense from Deoxys will be barely able to knock out the Galarian Stunfisk, and I think they have again made the catch. Yeah, they have again made the Psycho Boost catch onto their own Deoxys, and they can farm a lot of energy over there, because this Deoxys is debuff, like crazily debuffed, and I think they are going for a very aggressive farm down as well. So they bank a Psycho Boost. Azeyrox bank a Psycho Boost, so which is good for him. That's a very good read. But the opponent's defense from Deoxys is absolutely loaded on energy, and they are going for the Shock Slide, which yeah, that was. I'm just speechless. There are some crazy swaps going on from both the sides. But Nidoqueen will come in, poison jab down the Galarian Stunfisk. It will depend on what they have in the back. And I was about to say that if they have a Swampert, it's going to be tough for Azeyrox, but it ends up being a Scrafty. So at this stage, 2 shield Nidoqueen against this poor Scrafty is going to. Basically, Nidoqueen is just going to eat this thing alive. So we'll just poison jab them down, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this Crafty. And Azeyrox can safely shield here, farm them down, and then Azeyrox don't want to take any risk. He goes for this poison fang, and Scrafty will just go down with another poison jab. So very good play from the opponent side, and I think the graphic shows incorrectly here. It says Ashirwad BG, but it's RohitDC who is the opponent for this round, and he's running Cresselia, Trevenant, Registeel, Voldrain, Scrafty, and Alola Ninetales. So very interesting pick in the form of Cresselia, because Registeel, I personally was expecting Registeel everywhere, and Cresselia gets just walled by Registeel, and opponent is also. I think they brought a Registeel, because I think I saw it, and it's a very brave call for the opponent, and I think Azeyrox has a very favorable matchup here in at least from the team composition perspective. So in comes Trevenant and in comes Alola Ninetales, and they will have to take a charge move. Fortunately, it's just a seed bomb, and he's furiously tapping on swapping out, and he makes a swap to Trevenant, and the opponent makes a swap to Scrafty. So this is not looking good for Azeyrox, let's see how it shapes out. But Trevenant can certainly beat Scrafty, but not after Scrafty lands a foul play. So I think Azeyrox will have to take a loss on this one because Cresselia is way too healthy for or not. Cresselia is not healthy. I thought Cresselia was in upper yellow. So this is yeah, is the Ninetales can just jump this thing down. So my bad. I for some reason thought that Cresselia had um this thing. Cresselia had a lot of health. So uh, that apparently was not the case. And moving on to the next one. So he's in a Walden matchup, and I think he must have practiced this matchup a lot because and he got to play this matchup before as well. So um, the Alola Ninetales will throw this Psy Shock, which is enough to knock out the Walden. But Walden was able to take out the Alola Ninetales with the Earthquake, and not take out, but barely put them in a farm down range for the Trevenant. But I think again, it's not looking good for Azeyrox, but somehow he's managing to pull out of these bad situation, which apparently I think it's bad for him. So the opponent shields, which is not good because I think if they're running Future Sight, if the Cresselia is running Future Sight, it's not going to be good. But if they're running Grass Knot and Moonblast, and Azeyrox is able to land a critical Earth Power, so this suddenly opens up the game for Azeyrox. He can go straight Poison Fang from here on and debuff this Cresselia and then just do raw poison jab damage. And I think Grass Knot will barely not KO the Cresselia at this stage. Let's see. Yeah, sorry. Grass Knot will not KO the Alolan the Shadow Nine. I Shadow Nidoqueen, and it's been a while since I've done that, and I've sped up this video a bit, no, bit more than I normally feature on, so I'm just stuttering a bit. And moving on to the last matchup, he is 6-1 at this stage and up against Hrithik. And Hrithik also is rocking double shadow team, but he's running a Raquinid, which gave a lot of trouble to Azeyrox in his fourth. I think that was a third set. So Hrithik, he brings in his Lickitung up against the Shadow Nidoqueen. So able to land the Earth Power, which is good for Azeyrox, and I think the opponent is not respecting. A lot of times, opponent expects a bait. So so yeah, it's a 50-50 call, but yeah, let's see how it shapes out. So Nidoqueen is almost able to take out the Lickitung and getting a bit of lag there, but let's see how it goes. I think it was not lag, it was just the game trying to sync the charge moves. So they go for the Poison Fang, and Azeyrox is able to land this last minute Poison Fang as well. So the opponent does not shield, and in comes the Trevenant. So Trevenant straight away goes for the Seed Bomb, and I think the Seed Bomb will not be barely enough to take I think it would have with the debuff. So the opponent invests a shield and goes for Poison Fang. So this thing comes in, and Azeyrox is trying to get to Shadow Ball, but opponent does spot on counting of the fast move and goes for the Bubble Beam at the last minute. Azeyrox let go of the charge move, and again he's saving a shield for his Charmer. So let's see how it goes. I think he could have thrown a charge move there of. But yeah, it was a debuff charge move, so it was in the hindsight it was okay for Azeyrox to let go of it. So it's not looking very good, but I think both the opponent's Pokemon are very low. So yeah, he's just doing the fast move damage at this stage. Oh no. I think Azeyrox will be able to get to a charge move. He is able to. This is crazy. I think even if Nidoqueen just needed to sneak in one fast move there, and it would have been game over for Azeyrox. So good, like fast move denial OP, and I think it's very uncommon to see here it in India. But yeah, fast move. It's crazy. Like it's pretty crazy that Azeyrox was able to win that matchup. I mean, ideally he should have been able to, but with with the games that we play over here, it's basically a straight loss from the Indian PvP Indian server standard. So um, I think this is the final battle, and Azeyrox will completely look to win this one. And in comes Shadow Nidoqueen, which he tries to bait, and the bait lands with the opponent shields, which puts him in a very positive spot from here on. And the Shadow Nidoqueen will double bait, and the opponent double shields as well. And I think the Azeyrox can safely shield this one, because he will definitely outpace the opposing Nidoqueen, and farms a lot of extra energy, tries to catch a charge move, and is able to catch this charge move. Very strong play from Azeyrox. However, it ends up being just a Poison Fang. So going for this Earth Power, which definitely will be able to knock out the Shadow Nidoqueen. Let's see, the Rakunate comes in, but I think at this stage the Nidoqueen is very healthy for this Rakunate. Did you oh, that was a resisted damage, so maybe Azeyrox could have gone for a Poison Fang there. He might have gotten to a double Poison Fang, but yeah, at this stage I think even he knew that the game was pretty much over. So the opponent also is able to make a very good Saxo up onto the Lickitung. He is able to catch the Seed Bomb, but it's very late for the opponent here, and Azeyrox will be going for the Seed Bomb to take the win, and he ends up going 7-1 in this tournament. And congratulations Azeyrox, he is able to qualify for the World Championship qualifier, which will involve the top 16 players of the regionals. You can see the names in the window here. So congratulations to everyone who has qualified, and we hope to see players from India going to London in the World Championships. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it, and until next time, peace.